So, have you ever woke up with like a deep burning desire to cook a single potato in exactly 5 seconds?
Uh, I mean, no.
Right.
That sounds like a highly specific stress dream to me. Or maybe, I don't know, a really aggressive corporate team building exercise.
Yeah, exactly. Designed by an absolute sociopath.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
but in the real world, that's absurd. But in the world of sandbox gaming, that's just a standard Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, absolutely.
So today's deep dive takes us into this wild realm where architectural genius just completely collides head-on with absolute chaos.
It's so good.
We are looking at this absolute masterclass of YouTube video by the creator Artifact.
Hmm.
And their mission basically is to build these massive, giant-sized, decorative versions of standard Minecraft items.
Right, like the giant furnace.
Exactly. Specifically a giant furnace and later on a giant chest. But here's the real kicker. They can't just look pretty.
Right, they have to work.
They have to actually function, but on a ridiculously overpowered scale.
Which is just so fascinating because, our mission today isn't just to recap some gaming video.
No.
We're actually extracting real-world engineering lessons here.
Yeah.
We are looking at iterative design, the brutal reality of scaling laws, and really just finding out how human beings solve complex logistical problems when, the laws of physics are completely optional.
Right.
But the threat of a green monster blowing up your workspace is a constant, terrifying reality.
It's a very unique working environment.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into the madness with project number one, which is the super furnace.
Okay, yeah.
Imagine taking your regular, unassuming little stone oven from the game and scaling it up into this colossal 35-block behemoth.
It's huge.
Yeah, visually, it looks like a giant monument to cooking.
Right.
But functionally, it is a fully operational, parallel processing super smelter.
And to make a giant furnace operate as like a single cohesive unit, the creator had to engineer this internal logistics network that is genuinely staggering. Because you can't just, toss a raw potato at a 35-block tall stone structure and expect it to cook.
Obviously, no. Obviously not.
So they built this really intricate system of powered rails and hopper minecarts that are just running continuously inside the hollowed-out shell of the structure.
Okay, hold on. I need to stop you right there because the physics of that,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make intuitive sense to me.
How so?
Well, if I have a single minecart full of, say, raw potatoes, right, and I push it over a line of 35 hoppers, wouldn't the very first hopper in the line just furiously suck up all the potatoes
Yeah.
before the cart even reaches the third or fourth furnace?
You would think so, yeah.
So how on earth do you get it to distribute evenly across all 35?
Right, so that is the exact logistical hurdle they had to overcome, and it basically comes down to exploiting the game's internal timing mechanics.
Okay.
Specifically, this thing called redstone ticks.
Right, right.
So a standard hopper pulls items at a set speed, which is about one item every 4 ticks. But a hopper minecart moving at maximum speed on powered rails.
Oh.
Yeah, it actually travels faster than that cooldown period.
Oh, I see. So the cart is literally physically outrunning the suction power of the hoppers beneath it.
Precisely, yeah. So by timing the speed of the cart to perfectly match the length of the track, the cart just zooms over the array, dropping exactly one item into each of the 35 hidden furnaces per pass.
It's wild.
That's a brilliant piece of routing logic.
It really is. I mean, they took a sequential assembly line, cooking one item at a time, and turned it into a parallel processing supercomputer.
And the payoff is undeniably hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's processing 35 items simultaneously. You basically toss in a stack of food, the minecarts do their crazy high-speed sorting dance, and boom, 5 seconds later, your potato's fully roasted.
It's so satisfying to watch.
But, and this is a big but, here's where we hit the wall.
Right, the fuel.
It's like building a custom V8 jet engine and strapping it to a child's tricycle.
Sure, it goes incredibly fast, but what is the mileage like?
It is terrible. And this introduces a really fundamental rule of engineering, which is scaling laws. When you scale up your output by a factor of 35, you don't just increase your fuel consumption, you exponentially increase the complexity of acquiring that fuel.
Exactly.
So the super furnace is just an absolute gas guzzler.
And manual labor is firmly off the table at this point.
Oh, totally.
Artifact flat out refuses to spend hours down in the digital mines hacking away at coal blocks just to feed this hungry machine.
Which, honestly, is a completely respectable boundary to set with your appliances.
Very healthy boundaries. I won't work for my oven.
Right. But it forces a leap in technological innovation.
Yeah.
You cannot run a super engine without a super fuel source.
So what's the move?
Well, if manual labor is out, total automation is literally the only logical conclusion.
Okay.
So to feed the beast, the creator pivots entirely away from mining and decides to build a massive, fully automated bamboo farm.
Right, and bamboo makes sense on paper because it grows incredibly fast.
Super fast, yeah.
But they didn't just plant a nice little, Zen garden.
No, no.
They went full industrial revolution here. They built flying machines.
Which are so cool.
For anyone who hasn't built one of these in the game, it is basically a perpetual motion harvesting machine made of slime blocks, observers, and pistons.
Right.
And it just sweeps back and forth across the fields, endlessly breaking the bamboo as it grows.
Yeah, and the mechanics of a flying machine are just fascinating because they essentially create a localized physics engine.
How so?
Well, an observer block detects a change in the environment, right? Like the bamboo growing.
Okay.
That triggers a sticky piston to push forward. And because the slime blocks stick to the adjacent blocks, it pulls the whole machine along with it.
Oh, wow.
And then a second piston facing the opposite direction fires, pulling the back half forward.
So
it's essentially a giant mechanical caterpillar just marching across the sky.
that is beautiful.
It is.
But of course, the universe refuses to let things be easy.
Never.
We immediately crash right into what I'm calling the crafter conundrum.
Yes, the bamboo problem.
Right, because raw bamboo is arguably the worst fuel source in the entire game.
It really is.
If you toss a raw bamboo stick into a furnace, it burns up in, a quarter of a second.
Something like that, yeah. It's practically useless.
It wouldn't even dent the fuel requirements of a 35 furnace array. Those high-speed hopper minecarts we just talked about would just be zooming around completely empty.
Exactly. So the creator realizes they can't just funnel the raw harvest directly into the furnace.
They have to process it.
Right, so they integrate autocrafters.
Okay, tell me about these.
So these are programmable blocks that take raw materials and automatically arrange them into new items.
That sounds complicated.
It is. The system is rigged to funnel 9 raw bamboo into a crafter, compress them into a solid block of bamboo, and then funnel those blocks into another crafter to turn them into solid bamboo planks.
Man, think about this the next time you hit buy now on Amazon.
Oh, I know.
The logistical nightmare that Artifact is going through to automate bamboo,
Yeah.
the raw material harvesting, the automated routing, the compression and packaging, the final delivery.
It's intense.
It is the exact same routing logic used to get a package to your door in 2 days.
That's a great point.
Except, Amazon doesn't usually have to deal with these severe OSHA violations our creator is facing.
Oh my gosh, the working conditions are genuinely barbaric.
They really are.
To generate enough materials to just stress test this entire logistics chain, the creator has to go AFK for an hour.
Meaning they just step away from the keyboard.
Right, they just leave the game running to let the machines do their work, eventually generating 70 entire chests full of bamboo planks.
But they can't just step away and peacefully sip a coffee while this happens.
Oh, no.
Artifact is essentially building an Amazon fulfillment center in an active war zone.
Literally.
While they were trying to monitor the delicate redstone wiring of the autocrafters, they constantly dodging phantoms swooping from the sky.
Yeah.
Zombies crawling out of the dark, and terrifying packs of 7 to 8 creepers actively trying to detonate the machinery.
And it highlights a really unique pressure in this specific type of digital engineering.
What do you mean?
Well, in a pristine CAD software environment, right, a mechanical engineer only worries about the math and the material tolerances.
Sure, it's a sterile lab.
Exactly. But here, the engineer has to worry about the math, the game physics, and a green monster sneaking up behind them and erasing 3 hours of delicate wiring in a single explosion.
That is so stressful.
It really demands a very specific, hyper-resilient type of problem solving.
Because you are debugging your circuitry while literally fighting for your life.
Right.
And after all that blood, sweat, and explosive trauma, the real tragedy of this story is that the super furnace, it fails.
It really does. It breaks my heart a little.
Why? What goes wrong?
So, despite solving the fuel crisis with a stroke of genius, the furnace itself just proves too unstable. The internal logic of the hopper minecarts gets messy over time. Items stop distributing correctly. The redstone wiring becomes this tangled, buggy nightmare that keeps misfiring.
Oh, man.
And the creator makes a remarkably bold decision at this point.
They tear the whole thing down.
They scrap it.
They completely scrap it. I was screaming at my screen when I watched this.
Yeah.
All that work.
I know. But, you can't just put the genie back in the bottle.
That's true.
The engineering itch hasn't been scratched yet.
Yeah.
So Artifact now has 70 chests of bamboo planks, a head full of lessons about spatial limitations and redstone logic. And they channel all of that chaos into an even crazier second project.
The giant secret chest vault.
Yes. And the pivot here is just brilliant.
He really is.
Because if the first project was about mastering industrial output and scaling laws, this second project is all about security, storage, and spatial deception.
Right. So the goal is to build another massive structure, which is a giant decorative chest.
Yeah.
But instead of just holding a few items, the interior of this giant block is completely hollowed out. It is a fully livable secret base packed with dozens of regular-sized chests inside to hold all the loot.
It's like a digital Russian nesting doll for hoarders.
It is.
Yeah.
But if you have a massive secret base storing your hard-earned, highly automated bamboo wealth, you can't just slap a basic wooden door on the front of it.
No, that's embarrassing.
It is. A supervillain needs a supervillain entrance.
Exactly.
The creator wants a high-tech, hidden entrance. No visible levers, no buttons, just total stealth.
Right. And to achieve this, they actually abandon mechanical triggers entirely and move into acoustic engineering.
Acoustic engineering in a block game.
Yep. They utilize a highly complex combination of mechanics based around the skulk sensor.
Okay, break that down for me.
So for context, a skulk sensor acts as a wireless trigger by detecting acoustic vibrations in the environment.
Okay.
Footsteps, breaking a block, opening a door, all of these generate invisible sound waves that the skulk sensor picks up. And then it converts that into an electrical signal to open the hidden door.
Wait, hold on. I see a massive flaw here.
What's that?
If it picks up any sound, that is a terrible security system.
You're not wrong.
Like a zombie groans in the distance, the door swings open, a bat squeaks in a cave underground, the door opens.
Yep.
You'd have monsters just wandering into your impenetrable secret vault like it's a 24-hour convenience store.
It would be a disaster.
So how does a sensor know the difference between me and, like, a zombie?
That is the multi-million-dollar security question right there.
Yeah.
How do you filter a universal sensor? And the answer lies in the physics of amethyst crystals and redstone comparators.
Crystals.
Yeah, so every single sound generated in the game emits a different vibrational frequency,
Okay.
which translates to a specific signal strength measured on a scale from 1 to 15.
Oh, I see.
So for instance, walking might emit a signal strength of 1, a creeper hissing might emit a 12.
Okay, so every action has an acoustic fingerprint, essentially.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. And if you place amethyst blocks adjacent to a skulk sensor, it creates an acoustic resonance filter.
Wow.
You then use a comparator, which is a redstone component that compares signal strengths, to isolate the output.
I'm following, mostly.
You are essentially calibrating the sensor's circuitry to only pass power through the door mechanism if the incoming acoustic signal matches one exact number on that 1 to 15 scale.
So they basically engineered a biometric lock based entirely on sound.
It did.
And what specific, highly secure, deeply stealthy sound did the creator calibrate this magical high-tech security system to detect?
You're going to love this.
What is it?
Eating food.
Just eating food.
Yeah, eating food. It is objectively hilarious, but mechanically, it is an absolute masterstroke.
Let me make sure I am grasping the full absurdity of this.
Please do.
They built a multi-million-dollar, state-of-the-art, acoustically filtered biometric scanner for their impenetrable vault. But instead of scanning your retina or, checking your thumbprint, the heavy vault doors only unlock if the highly advanced crystal sensors hear you aggressively chewing a snack in the hallway.
That is precisely what they did.
I mean, I love it, obviously, but why? Why chewing?
Well, think about the threats in that environment, right? Break down the game logic.
Okay.
Zombies walk. Skeletons shoot arrows. Creepers explode. Spiders climb.
Sure.
But none of those hostile entities possess the animation or the acoustic frequency of consuming a food item.
Oh my God.
Right. By calibrating the lock to the exact signal strength of a player eating a baked potato or munching on a carrot, they have created a key that only a human player can possess.
That's brilliant. It perfectly filters out the entire hostile environment.
Completely.
It is the ultimate combination of high engineering and lowbrow comedy.
Yes, exactly.
You want to get to the world's most secure vault, you don't need a key card, you don't need a retinal scan.
Nope.
You just need to stand awkwardly in the corner of the room and loudly crunch on a carrot.
It completely solves the problem of a random creeper accidentally strolling by, triggering the door, and wandering in to blow up 70 chests of carefully automated bamboo planks.
It really is a perfect synthesis of everything the creator learned throughout the video, too.
Definitely. The Furnace project taught them the limits of mechanical complexity.
Right.
It taught them that scaling up creates catastrophic bottlenecks, and it taught them the extreme dangers of environmental interference when your factory is open to the sky.
And the vault takes all those painful lessons and applies them brilliantly.
Exactly. It hides incredible complexity behind a simple, foolproof, monster-resistant interface.
Okay, let's take a breath and just look at the wild journey we just went on.
It's been a ride.
We started with the gas-guzzling super furnace that parallel processed potatoes in 5 seconds, but required an absolutely unsustainable amount of fuel.
Right.
That bottleneck forced the bamboo industrial revolution, complete with perpetual motion slime-flying machines and automated crafters.
Yeah.
All built under the constant explosive threat of creepers.
The OSHA violations.
Exactly. And when the furnace eventually collapsed under the weight of its own redstone spaghetti, all of that hard-won engineering energy was seamlessly redirected into a giant, stealthy, secret vault that only opens when you stop to have a snack.
The underlying theme of this entire endeavor speaks directly to the nature of iterative problem solving.
It really does.
Whether you are in a digital sandbox manipulating pixels or in a physical laboratory manipulating steel and silicon, the cognitive process is largely the same.
How so?
Well, you identify a bottleneck in your workflow. You conceptualize a wild, outside-the-box solution. You build it, test it, and when it inevitably breaks or doesn't work perfectly, you don't just give up.
Right, you iterate.
You scrap the physical build, but you keep the data. You apply the mechanics of your failure to the next ridiculous idea.
Yeah.
That skulk sensor door wouldn't have been nearly as elegant or as necessary if the creator hadn't first experienced the sheer, unadulterated chaos of an open-air factory being besieged by monsters.
It really makes you look at these sandbox games in a completely different light.
Absolutely.
It is so much more than just stacking blocks to make pretty houses. It is applied logic in a deeply hostile environment.
Yeah, it's routing logistics, it's acoustic filtering, it's physics manipulation.
Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave you all with today.
Oh, I am intrigued. Where are we taking this?
Well, in the real world, when we build things, right? Bridges, power plants, software infrastructure.
Sure.
Failure in engineering costs millions of dollars. It costs tangible materials, it costs years of time, and sometimes it costs safety.
Definitely.
The sheer stakes of physical reality force us to be incredibly conservative. We are taught to measure 10 times and cut once. We are terrified of the prototype failing.
Because the consequences are too high.
Exactly. But in these virtual worlds, the cost of failure is essentially zero.
Right.
The absolute worst thing that happens is a green monster blows up your bamboo farm, your screen says game over, and you just respawn and rebuild it slightly better.
Yeah, you just start over.
So I have to wonder, does the incredibly low cost of failure in digital spaces actually make us better, more fearless problem solvers in real life?
Oh, that's a great question.
Because if the only thing standing between you and building a 5-second potato cooking super engine is a little bit of virtual trial and error,
Yeah.
maybe we should all be aggressively chewing our way into a few more crazy ideas.